Hey guys, welcome to the channel if you're new, welcome back if you're a subscriber. Special thanks to all of my patrons. My name's Neil and it's time for the next episode of Lost. Season 4 has been crazy, guys, and I'm loving it. I have no idea where it goes from episode to episode. I can't anticipate anything. We've been teasing this rescue that may or may not happen all season long. We know 6 people get off the island. We know a couple more may get off the island. We know Ben, for instance, gets off the island. We suspect Desmond might. That's just me and my gut thinking Desmond might. We don't know whether Aaron is one of the 6 or not. We don't know what happened to Claire. We don't know what happened to everyone else who doesn't get off the island. We're killing people all over the place. In the last couple of episodes, we lost Carl and Danielle and then Alex. We introduced and then killed 3 of our 815 survivors in the matter of like 5 seconds last episode. It's become clear that the island and the freighter are operating on different times, and that the freighter is in the future relative to the island, which makes communication a challenge. The doctor washed up dead on shore, except he's still fine on the boat, which means he's probably going to die in the next episode or 2 on the boat. Jack has a stomach ache. That's got to mean something. You don't just give your main character a stomach ache for no reason unless that's going to turn into a thing, right? Ben feels that Widmore and his mercenaries have changed the rules when they killed Alex. So now he, in the future, is has told Widmore that he's going to kill Penny so that Charles can feel the same pain he does, he being Ben does. It also appears that within Ben's secret compartment in his house, secret room in his house, there is a secret tunnel that looked rather ancient, may have had hieroglyphics carved in stone on the door. We saw Ben go in there. We don't know what he did in there, but when he came back, the smoke monster was summoned and killed the mercenaries. So Ben does have some idea what the smoke monster is. He does have some control over it. He's been lying to Locke about that, but let's face it, Ben lies. Ben is the most manipulative character perhaps ever on television, and it's great. I love to hate him. He's fascinating to watch. He's so untrustworthy that I take everything that comes out of his mouth with a grain of salt. I see pain in his eyes, and I don't trust that. Because he's just a master manipulator. What an awesome character. Anyway, I mean, we're already in episode 10, which normally would mean we're sort of like in the mid-season doldrums. Maybe we throw in a couple of extra episodes, something a little light and fun. Maybe this is where we'd have a Hurley discovers a van in the bush episode, which at the time felt like just a fun little diversion. Of course, it turned out to be the murder site where Ben killed his father, and it also provided Hurley with the way to save Saeed and Jin and Bernard on the beach. But that's the brilliance of this show. Even in these moments of levity, we're setting up future key bits of information. We're putting breadcrumbs everywhere so that when we need them, we know where to find them. What's going to happen in this episode, I have no freaking clue. I'm going to assume that Sawyer and Claire and Aaron and Miles will show up at the beach. I'm going to assume that we're going to see Ben and Locke and Hurley find the cabin. I'm going to assume we might spend a little more time on the boat with Saeed and Desmond and Michael and the people still remaining there. Maybe we get to find out what happens to the doctor there. And I'm also assuming that I'm going to be wrong about at least one of those assumptions, because this is Lost. Anyway, no point hypothesizing any further. Let's jump into it. This is episode 10 of season 4 of Lost, and it's called Something Nice Back Home.
Jack.
Usually the episodes open with an eye opening. Weird that we're just starting on the closed eye like that.
Jack. Can you hear me?
What's wrong with Jack? What is wrong with Jack?
I want the truth.
I don't know. That's the truth.
Everybody just needs to calm down, okay?
Jack, these people are lying to us.
I know they're lying.
Jack, are you all right?
No, I'm fine.
No, you're not, dude.
Jack!
Jack?
Jack!
What is wrong with Jack? Has he been poisoned? I can't picture Dan poisoning him, but maybe... I don't know. Oh. Confusing facial hair. We can't tell whether we're forward or backward. No. Kate? Who? We gonna... Yeah, that's Kate's house. I recognize all the umbrellas by the door. Is this Kate's house? It feels like... With the kid art on the refrigerator? What year is on the newspaper? Yankees, bludgeon Red Sox. What year was that?
Morning.
Morning, son.
It didn't sound like Kate. It didn't sound like Juliet. It didn't sound like Sarah. Oh, it was. Okay, it is Kate. This has got to be like... How does this fit with his breakdown? Because she's obviously... It's obviously post-Kate's trial. But at the time, he didn't want to come visit her because of the child situation. But now Aaron's like, how old?
Dear, dear, how queer everything is today. I wonder if I've been changed in the night. Let me think. Was I the same when I got up this morning?
Okay. So he changed his mind post-trial.
But if I'm not the same, the next question is, who in the world am I?
Was that Alice in Wonderland? I didn't recognize that. It's been a while.
I'm so glad that you're here. Me too.
This isn't going to last, though, because we know how things are right at the end of season 3. Well, this is definitely the most we've ever seen from these two.
Give him some air, guys.
No. You okay? I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good.
You're not.
Hey, what happened?
You passed out. You okay?
Yeah, just a bit woozy.
How's your head?
Yeah,
It's better.
you were in a house that got hit by an RPG.
I want to cover more ground before we got to camp tonight. We hope that we can make it to the beach by noon tomorrow.
Oh, the whispers.
Hey! Who's Danielle and Carl?
Is this where they were shot up? They're buried? No, they didn't bury them well at all. Leave the faces out like that?
Your buddies do this? They're not my buddies, man. I didn't sign up for this.
What did Miles sign up for? How was he sold on this trip?
What do you think it is?
Is food poisoning?
I respectfully disagree.
Do you?
You want to lift your shirt up?
Jack knows what it is. What is it? Is it like a burst appendix or something?
It's your appendix, Jack.
Oh, jeez.
I guess we're just gonna have to take it out.
Is Jack gonna have to do surgery on himself? Awesome.
Please let us help.
Either of them tries to run, shoot him in the leg.
Oh, that's gonna be a fun foursome. Does he sense something about her?
Don't even think about it. You got a restraining order. 20 feet.
What are you, a big brother?
Pretty much.
I was thinking, why did he get sick?
It's a good question.
It's just bad luck. When people get sick, Rose.
Not here.
Yeah,
Here, they get better.
it's true.
When was the last time you did this?
Never.
An appendectomy or shaving a man's stomach? In my residency, I did a lot of them back then.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I want to talk you through it. We can use a mirror. Kate can hold it.
They've bonded.
Okay? Have a good evening.
Jack?
Still haunted by his father. Is that where
He's refusing to take his meds.
Hurley's
Stop
at?
sleeping.
What about his therapy sessions?
Yeah.
Therapy's been rendered useless. He doesn't think I exist.
Hey, Jack.
Why aren't you taking your meds?
'Cause we're dead. All the Oceanic Six were all dead. We never got off that island.
Hurley,
Fan theories. Fan theories.
that is not true.
It all seems so perfect. Just like heaven.
Just because I'm happy doesn't mean that this isn't real, Hurley.
I was happy too, Jack. And I saw Charlie.
So what do the two of you talk about?
Well, yesterday you told me you were going to be coming by. You wanted me to give you a message.
We have to go back.
You're not supposed to raise him, Jack. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. Raised by another.
No.
Aaron's not supposed to be raised by another.
You think he means Aaron?
Take your meds, Hurley. Just take them.
Oh, we're starting to see things
Jack?
unravel a little. Ah.
Charlie said someone's going to be visiting you too. Soon.
Is that his dad? Are we going to get a Christian ghost episode? Ah! Yeah. Claire's whole reason for being on the flight in the first place was to keep Aaron from being raised by another. And now he's being raised by Kate and Jack in the future. That can't be good. But she never told anybody about that vision.
Be careful, Dad.
Absolutely.
저 여자는 저 남자가 좋아하는 걸 알까?
그럼 여잔데 당연히 알지. 어서 가요.
I missed playback on that first subtitle was blacked out. So I don't know what Jin said to his son.
Let's just grab the equipment and go, shall we?
Just, she's a woman, she knows. Is that just that Dan is interested in Charlotte?
진수 씨, 저 사람들 우리를 도와줄 것 같지 않아요?
당신하고 우리 아기는 이 섬에서 꼭 벗어나게 할 거야.
Yeah, and he did, just not himself. Oh,
Whoa! Hey! The hell are you? The Peters.
Miles, Keamy's coming back. And if he sees you, he'll kill all of you.
Isn't-
And he's close, man. You gotta hide now. Go!
didn't Keamy get killed by the smoke monster? What the hell? I thought these guys all got...
It's about to click back that way. We gotta leave now. Mr. Keamy, we gotta get back to the chopper.
Fine. You lead the way.
I thought these guys were all killed by the smoke monster.
Jack wants to watch the surgery. Talk me through it.
Of course he does.
Just surprised he's not taking it of himself by now.
So it looks like I'm gonna be your nurse.
Would be the first time.
Yeah. Stitched him up in the pilot. Who's gonna be visiting Jack? He's just waiting for Charlie to appear.
What's going on? What's wrong?
Do you really,
He doesn't want to turn into his dad.
really think that I'm good at this?
Of course he doesn't.
Will you marry me?
What went wrong? I mean, this is doomed, obviously. It's so... It makes the stuff in... It explains a lot in the... No, it doesn't. This is after the frickin' trial. I was about to say this makes sense in the trial, because he says, I used to love her, but not anymore. But...
Of course I will, yes.
How does it all go so terribly? Oh, more questions than answers.
Pardon?
Ah,
나 한국말 할 줄 알지?
Perhaps I can get your wife to
계속
translate.
나 속이면 네 친구 앞으로 그 친구 손가락 속이는 아마 힘들고.
He knows how to be a thug, an enforcer.
나한테 원하는 게 뭐죠?
선만 헬리콥터에 태웠는데.
Okay. So this is how Sun gets to the boat. Is Bernard the anesthesiologist? I love it.
Wouldn't you rather be dreaming about something nice back home?
No.
Something nice back home.
Lidocaine. Right there.
Is that from the van?
I would like to be able to tell you you're not going to feel a thing, but
that's not true.
You will.
Here we go. Okay, Jack, one more. Okay, try not to move. Spreader?
How on earth do you...
I can't see it.
Sorry. Don't worry about the mirror. Just stay still. Spreader?
Oh, that's good.
Knock him out, Bernard.
No. Hey.
Kate, you need to leave.
No.
Bernard!
Kate.
Kate, you need to go. Damn it, Bernard! Knock him out!
I'm sorry, Jack, but I agree.
Yeah. It's the thing to do. Definitely. Huh. How does that compare to Ben's cancer? Is this going to be his dad, or is it going to be somebody else?
Jack?
Yeah. Charlie was right. The ghost of Charlie was right.
Jack?
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Can you write a script for Nazepam? Not sleeping very well at night.
No. And the drug addiction starts.
You should talk to someone.
I'll do that.
I could stay for at least an hour.
I gotta go. Jack's home.
Who's that?
Jack gets so suspicious so quickly, so possessive of his women. Turning into his father. He's haunted by his father, even in death. Where's Aaron? Where's Aaron? What?
Dad?
What? I mean, Jack is uncle to Aaron, isn't he?
It went well. And she did good. She said you could go back inside if you want to.
So he's gonna be okay. He should be fine. We just have to talk him into resting. Good luck with that. The other day, when you came back from the other side of the island, Jack kissed me. It was nice. But it wasn't for me. It was for him. I'm pretty sure he was trying to prove something. Prove what? That he doesn't love someone else? Thank you, Juliet. I know you're awake.
You're home early?
Baby's asleep.
He's 3 beers in and on the scotch.
Where were you today?
Trust me, just leave it be.
Yeah.
Where were you?
He doesn't trust her.
Just let it go.
There's going to be
No,
a...
I want to know. I want to know where you were. I want to know who you were with.
Doesn't matter, Jack.
No, tell me.
Please.
Tell me!
I was doing something for him. For Sawyer.
Oh, he made his choice. He chose to stay. I'm the one who's here. I'm the one who saved you.
I don't like Jack in the real world.
You can't. If you have problems, you need to figure them out. All right, because I can't have you like this around my son.
You're not even related to him.
Jack knows he is. Has Jack figured out that he and Claire are brother or sister? The way he said that? Yeah, I think that's the end of the engagement. It's going to be a pretty steep spiral from here.
Where's Claire?
She just walked off into the jungle.
When?
In the middle of the night. Just got up and left.
You let her go alone?
She wasn't alone.
Well, who was she with?
A ghost.
She called him Dad. I'd have followed them, but I have a restraining order.
Claire! Claire!
Where's Claire? Is this where Claire goes missing? And Aaron's left all alone? Did the smoke monster appear to Claire as her father? Is that what we saw? We've seen this before. Wow, okay. Let's put aside the Jack and Kate stuff for a second, even though a lot done back there. But let's talk about the final seconds there. We've seen ghosts appear to people on the island before, especially if the body of the dead person happens to be on the island too. We've seen Christian appear to Jack. We've seen Yemi appear to Echo. We know Ben's seen ghosts on the island. And now it appears Christian's appeared to Claire. Now, we've also seen when Yemi and Echo had their confrontation, it wasn't actually Yemi, it was the smoke monster making Echo feel like it was Yemi. So it may be something similar, that the smoke monster has appeared to Claire in the form of Christian and left the baby behind. So where's Claire? Who knows? Claire is special because she had, although she didn't conceive on island, she's the only person who's given birth on island, at least in probably Ben's memory. The way he's, we don't know for sure that no one's ever given birth on the island, obviously, but it certainly hasn't worked well lately. So yeah. What happened to Claire? Presumably, this is how Claire and Aaron got separated. This is how Aaron goes back with Kate. But what does this mean for Desmond's vision about Claire and Aaron getting on a helicopter? This doesn't make sense in that regard, and it does make me question, again, as much as I hate to do it because Desmond's one of my favorite characters, whether he was entirely truthful with Charlie about his vision. That Claire and Aaron, he saw Claire and Aaron being rescued. We're pretty darn certain that Claire is not one of the Oceanic Six because Aaron's with Kate. And now let's talk about Kate and Jack. They got engaged briefly. They were happy together briefly, but Jack is haunted by his father, by the memory of his father, by the potential of becoming his father, and we've seen this before. We saw this with Sarah in the past. He gets jealous and possessive and untrusting. And man, it would have. I don't like Jack in the real world. I don't like Jack back in Civilization. He's not. All his bad stuff comes out. He does need to go back. He's a much better man on the island. He's not in good control of himself in Civilization, and yeah, he definitely has his blow up moments on island too. But he's a better man on the island. Because I think this is a shortened season, this is one of those episodes that probably got condensed a little bit, where maybe this stuff might have played out over a couple, the flash forwards may have played out over a couple of episodes instead of squeezing it all into one, from, hey, they're living together, to be there, they're engaged, to see there's some distrust, and by the end we see, it's fairly clear that Jack is leaving, and this is what starts the spiral that we saw at the end of season 3. But I do find it interesting the way Jack confronted Kate, and when Kate called Aaron my son, Jack says, you're not even related to him. And the way he put emphasis on the "you're" makes me wonder whether Jack knows that he is related to Aaron. If he knows that Claire is his half-sister. And if he's being visited by the ghost of his father, as Claire is, Could the Christian's ghost tell him that he has a half-sister in Australia named Claire? What are the odds? On this show, anything's possible. But I do hope that story, that information gets out. Like, I think it would be really good if Jack and Claire realized that they were family. You know, we haven't seen a ton of interaction between them other than when Claire was pregnant and Jack was her doctor. But I like the idea of our survivors growing tighter. And I mean, obviously, you know, there's the connection, you know, the obvious connections we've seen, stuff like between Jack and Kate. But what I love the potential for is stuff like Jack and Claire, Jack becoming protective of Claire as his sister. What I really, really liked was how protective Sawyer's become. First of Hurley last episode, when Hurley wanted to go back to the beach and Locke said no, Sawyer was like really protective of Hurley in that moment, and I thought it was really cool. Like, you know, as much as he has done nothing but insult Hurley for 3+ seasons, and yet he wouldn't even admit it, but they've become friends. You know, like, everybody loves Hurley because everybody loves Hurley. Let's face it, they do, including Sawyer. And now Sawyer's being super protective of Claire, and he's lost her. I can't figure out Miles at all. I mean, like, either that's a completely dickish move of his at the end, where he's like, I couldn't do anything about it, there was a restraining order, or because he senses ghosts. Like, how did he, like, here's the weird thing, like, Miles is the most adept person we have on the show, except maybe for Ben, as far as communicating with the dead, communicating with ghosts. We've seen it. He's a medium, I guess is the term, right? And yet he didn't get a good sense of Christian, who appeared to Claire and took Aaron. So either Miles thinks it's totally fine and that Claire's in no danger, or he's an ultra dick. And I think it's a complete coin flip as to which one he is. We're not supposed to like Miles. The actor playing him is doing a good job of making sure that we don't like him. He's not charismatic, he's not charming, and that's all on purpose. But he was also sizing Claire up, and not in a romantic way like Sawyer thought, but like he was anticipating or reading something on her. I almost feel like I need to go back to season 1 now and go back to that episode. I forget the name of it, where Claire sees the fortune teller, and the fortune teller gives her all the warnings about your child can't be raised by another. Raised by another, that's what it was called, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. Duh. Because I really feel like there's some minutia in exactly how he said it that may apply now. Like, if Aaron is raised by Jack, is that okay? Since Jack is family. But clearly there may be a problem if Aaron is raised by Kate. You know, it's funny, we did everything we could to... The fortune teller did everything he could to get Claire onto that island so that she would raise Aaron. And now rescue is what separated them. Because, of course. Because Claire wasn't rescued. And Sawyer, we've learned, in Jack and Kate's conversation, chose to stay behind. So at least we know he survives, and for whatever reason, he decided to stay behind. A lot of people have decided to stay behind. We see Jin has figured out how to get Sun onto a chopper, so that explains how she gets rescued. Saeed's already on the boat, so that sort of explains how he gets rescued. Jack and Kate, how are they the ones that go first, and you know, all the other people on the beach don't? How does Hurley make it? How does presumably Sawyer delivers Aaron to the beach, but man, I'm just we're 10 episodes in for a rescue that was imminent at the end of last season. And it still feels no closer and no clearer as to how it's going to happen. And I genuinely feel at this point that it's not going to happen until the final episode of this season, episode 14, at which point the flash forwards will have us at the point where the Oceanic Six have decided to come back and are in the process of re-finding the island. Now I wonder whether they do come back this season or whether they spend all of next season trying to find the island. Because we know from, even someone with the resources of a Charles Widmore has had an incredibly hard time finding the island. And almost as if it's been very hard for Ben to find it as well. Like, why is he roaming the world in 2005 trying to find the island? Or, well, we don't know he's trying to find the island. He's doing other stuff. He's going after Widmore. He's recruiting Saeed. He's speaking many languages. He's got a Canadian passport with the name Dean Moriarty. But it feels like, wouldn't he want to be back on the island? Why does he not want to be on that? Maybe he's been exiled from the island. How did he get shot and end up in the desert? So many questions. And I haven't even spoken about Jacob lately. And that whole story, like, Locke and Ben and Hurley are off to go see Jacob. Whatever that means. Oh man, guys, this show is insane. I love it. Thank you so much for following along with me. I love you guys. I love your comments. I love your thoughts. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out my Patreon if you haven't already. And until next time, everybody, take care, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.